Hey guys, everything new under the sun. I wanted to show you my new bug out vehicle. I'm going to take a look at some of the electronics that I have set up, some of the solar setup, and let's get to it. Alright, what you're looking at is my new setup. This is the Airstream that I've been restoring, 1965. And of course I did several videos in the midnight solar. And so what I did recently was I put pretty much a lot of glare there. I put a 3/4 inch piece of plywood on the end. It's at the back of the camper here to hold all the solar stuff. So I've got a couple of 100 watts of panels on the roof.
So these are the panels I have up on the roof. They are 100 watts each. I got them for about $120 off Amazon. They are Dokyo panels. I think the next cheapest ones are about $150 these days for a 100-watt panel. They're not the best quality. They certainly work as long as you keep them safe. There's no glass on them. Yeah, these are 100 watts a piece, so 200 watts on the roof. I do have space for more on the roof, and certainly lots of cabling for it as well. Like I say, I plan to put a couple more of these on the roof and have 400 watts of solar on the roof, and I think that would be plenty for most situations. You can see the extra space there. I could put panels on. Of course, you don't want to drill too many more holes in the aluminum, but this is what I have set up now, and it seems to be working pretty good so far.
And with those panels, it is powering my Midnight Solar Classic 150. This here is a little Wi-Fi repeater, so I can remotely view the battery level of the system. I've also got my pure sine wave inverter here. It's only 600 watt, but that should be plenty for most of what I do. And because it's pure sine wave, it's very efficient, and I think that should work well. I've also got, in terms of a bug out, I've got purchased some walkie-talkies. The last set I had, one of them died on me and I couldn't fix it. And so I bought a new set. This is a 20-mile range or 30-kilometer range, which is incredible. That's a line of sight. But they run with three AAAs each, rechargeable AAAs, and you can recharge them over USB. So I've got them plugged into the pure sine wave. The pure sine wave inverter is not on right now. But suffice it to say that it's going to be very useful for camping when we're at a resort with the kids, and the kids can take them. Or in an emergency, they're very, very handy. If the grid goes down, if you're trying to communicate with somebody over long distances, even across the road to your neighbor, and maybe the grid is down, maybe the communication networks are down, these little FRSs are going to be very, very handy. And they're hyper-local, if you will. It's something that you'll be able to use in your local community, but won't necessarily be traceable or trackable by whoever else that may be monitoring, unless they're in your exact vicinity. So they're good for kind of real quick, short two-way communication that's not over the internet. And so that makes these are going to be really handy should you have a blackout situation, which is what I was talking about in my recent video. What else to say? I've got a 90 amp hour battery below. It's the big lead acid, sealed lead acid, and I recently put a hole for a shoreline to come in here to power the inverter converter that will charge the battery and power the whole trailer if I need to. But yeah, the solar on the roof, which is what I showed you, should do really well. And on top of that, I've got a secondary panel. It's about 120 watts, which I'll show you now. And it will boost my overall wattage on the roof, or available to me, to 320 watts of solar. Now, that's not huge in terms of a lot of installations, but if you're in an emergency situation, you can run your internet off that. You can charge cell phones off that. That's quite a bit of power to do basic charging of small devices. That will run a laptop during the day, etc. And of course, the battery storage that will run lights and such at night and charge small devices. So, quick update on my bug out vehicle. This is a work in progress here. I kind of have stuff pinned up. These are the cables going up to the solar panels. But I think it's going to work out real well. We're going to test this out this weekend, see how it works. But in an emergency situation, a grid down situation, which is not uncommon, once a year we have a situation where the power goes out for a couple hours, and so if we ever had to run anything, this inverter itself would run our freezers, it would run our fridge, not for a long time necessarily, unless the sun was out. If the sun was out, then it would work. It would power them a lot longer. But even if you only power your fridge and freezers for maybe 2 hours a day, that's enough to get them cooled off to where they'll last one more day. And then as long as you have the sun the next day, you're good to go. So it's not a 100% solution, but it certainly, in an emergency situation, certainly gets you by. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. A little update on my bug-out vehicle, if you will. This is what I'm using as kind of my backup generator, my solar generator. And it also obviously works as our family vacation camper. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.